here I am at Big Bear Elementary School. Yeah. And this is their amphitheater. They've got certain classes here. And we're here because we have some great cyclists. And we're going to listen to their presentation. There's the old cowbell.
Good afternoon, everyone. Do you guys know what that sound is that I just did? It's a bell, but it's also the sound of professional cycling. And professional cycling's coming to Big Bear a week from Friday. My name's Randy Putz, and I'm one of your school board trustees, but today I'm not here for that. I'm actually wearing my Tour of California hat, and I brought some special guests with me today to talk to you a little bit about the tour and to talk to you about what it's like to be a professional cyclist. So we're very fortunate to have them here with us, and we'll introduce them in a minute. But before that, I wanted to tell you a few things about what's in store for us. So Friday, a week from this Friday on May 21st, the Amgen Tour of California is going to be finishing here in Big Bear Lake. And you may not know this, but that's a pretty big deal. This is an international bike race. It's actually the biggest bike race in North America. Teams from all over the world are coming here. And have you ever heard of a guy named Lance Armstrong? Yeah. Well, Lance Armstrong and his team is going to be coming to Big Bear as well. And so what's going to happen on Friday is they're going to get up in the morning and they're going to start racing from down in the desert in Palmdale, and they're going to ride up into the mountains by Wrightwood, across the El Cajon Pass, over by Lake Silverwood, by Lake Arrowhead. They're going to come up Highway 18. They're going to come by the dam, and then they're going to make a right on Stanfield Cutoff, and then they're going to come over behind Vaughn's and wind up Summit Boulevard and actually finish the race on Summit Boulevard. And this is pretty exciting because we have world-class athletes. The whole world is going to be watching this. There are going to be helicopters with TV cameras, motorcycles with TV cameras. It's going to be broadcast in 22 different languages and over, I think it's 100 different countries around the world. So Big Bear, our little Big Bear here, is going to be on the world stage a week from Friday, and it's pretty exciting. These cyclists that are coming, and they're like Lance Armstrong, and many people would argue that Lance Armstrong is one of the greatest athletes in the world. These cyclists are going to be coming here fast, and they're going to be climbing over 12,000 feet of elevation. They're going to climb uphill 12,000 feet. They're going to ride over 135 miles, probably around 6 hours to get here. And they're going to average 25 miles an hour on a bike. Not a motorcycle, a bike. And downhill, they reach speeds of over 40 miles an hour. So these guys go fast.
Good morning, kids. How are you? It's another beautiful day in Big Bear. Boy, look how beautiful it is. You guys are really blessed to live up here. Now, I saw all the hands for how many bikes you have, but how many of you know where your bike is? Now, that's impressive. Last place we're at, they weren't sure where they were, so good. I'm glad you guys know where they are. And what are you going to do next Saturday? Ride bikes. You're going to come and ride your bikes, right? That's great. That's great. Well, let me introduce the guests we have here today. We're all part of a cycling team from down the hill. A couple of us are from the Redlands area, and then one of us all the way from Newport Beach to come up and talk with you guys today. So we're just going to spend a couple minutes and talk about safety and health and cycling and get you energized. And hopefully that means that you guys will go find that bike and start riding, because I know there's a future Lance Armstrong or a Christine Armstrong who is a professional women's cyclist out here somewhere. So get you guys on your bikes and get you racing sometime. There's no age to cycling. You can cycle at the earliest age you want, and you can be old guys like me and still cycle. So I encourage you guys to get out and do that. So let me introduce our couple of guests we have here today. Joy Dirksen over here is a professional mountain bike rider, and she knows these hills up here very well. In fact, she took me on a little mountain bike ride the other day that scared me. I don't want to ride with her. She's too good, too fast, and goes to really tough areas and does a great job. And she's also accomplished on the road bike, and we'll talk about our couple of bikes we have back here as well. And during the daytime, she teaches kids like you just down the hill. So we're very lucky to have Joy with us here today, and she'll talk to you in just a second. Also, Kyle is an accomplished hand cyclist. You see his bike back here as well, and I'll introduce Kyle in more details afterwards and tell you how he got here and some of his background. But first, let me ask Joy to say a few words to you. Joy?
All right. Like Dan said, I'm a school teacher down in Redlands, and I teach PE to a bunch of naughty kids. Just kidding. It's actually really fun. We play all day. How could I complain? And I work on my tan. So pretty much we're up here telling you guys about bikes, and kind of to touch on what Dan said, when I took him out mountain biking, I was like, dude, it's nothing. It's just like, it's kind of steep for like a little bit. And then when I started to kind of pay attention myself, I was like, oh my goodness, it is a straight vertical drop down to like a crevasse. And I'm like, dude, you're fine. But what that kind of means is that at one point, I would be afraid to ride my bike off of the stage, right? That's like a curb, okay? And as you practice, as you work hard, you're going to crash sometimes, and it's going to hurt sometimes, and sometimes you're not going to do so good, right? I go to races and do horrible. But after a while, it gets better, and you get easier, okay? And you do a better job, and you're able to get closer to your goals. So don't get discouraged. Like some of the guys in the back were talking about kickball. It was horrible. This game was so awful. Next time, you're going to do a little bit better, and maybe you'll figure some stuff out. Now, some of the kids are like, what in the world? Why did you drive that car here? Well, we were lazy and we didn't feel like riding our bikes today. And it's kind of a big hill. And we're sponsored by a team or by a couple companies. And when the Tour of California comes through town, you're going to see tons of those. But the difference is, we just picked this up last night, literally. The difference is they're going to be a big rack on the top with like 10 bikes and 10 wheels. And then you'll see 10 guys dressed in the same superhero outfit like we're wearing. We don't go around like this all the time. I do go in the grocery store and it bothers my friends. Where I'm like, well, I need some bananas. I'm going to wear my kit. It's fine. But what this is our billboard for the people that believe in us. The cool thing that happened a couple years ago for myself, some people met me at a race and they liked me. They thought I was a pretty cool person. And they said, hey, we believe in you and we would like to see you fulfill your dreams. That's like a once-in-a-lifetime option. But you guys here have some awesome teachers, probably some coaches and administrators that think you're pretty cool. And they're giving you the option to succeed. And when they came to me and they said, hey, Joy, we want to help you reach the goal of becoming a professional cyclist, and we want you to be on our team. And so I was able to travel the country and, learn a lot and be able to progress to the point that I could become a professional. And it's really cool when you have those opportunities, and it'll make you feel really good that somebody really cares about you. Now, our team is, on the side it says Team Possibilities. Obviously, we're sponsored by Subaru. And then these are Gary Fisher bicycles as well. And those are some of our sponsors that believe in us and want us to do well. So that's why you'll see everyone in matching outfits. You'll be able to see there'll be about 8 to 10 guys on each team. And so you can pick them out by their outfits. And so we promote them by wearing their stuff. And Team Possibilities is working with challenge athletes to help them have a better opportunities and also make life better for some other people. Now here on our mountain bikes and road bikes, I didn't bring my helmet out, which we have a helmet here too, and Dan's helmet. A lot of safety stuff, especially at your age. You guys will just go out and mosh stuff, right? You'll just launch off things like you don't even think about it, okay? So you've all seen the YouTubes. It's totally cool. Please wear a helmet when you're trying at home. All right, you've got to wear your helmets. I know they don't look so cool. I fixed my hair specifically so it's got so much product in it, it just goes straight out the helmet, and it looks like nothing ever happened when I take it off. All right, but helmets, even though they might not be fashionable, are super important. When I ride my mountain bike, I have big gloves on my hands, okay, because I want to protect my palms. We have special shoes, and obviously our outfits, they don't have a lot of protection. If I'm a downhill racer, I'll have a full face helmet, and you might see them up here at Snow Summit some. They've got a lot of gear on. They got shin guards, elbow pads, because when they go down, it can kind of hurt. But when we're out racing and training, we wear this outfit, and the shorts have a special pad in them because if these guys who are coming up here, they've been on the bike for 135 miles. Okay. Sorry.
Thanks, Joy. Let's give a round of applause for Joy. we're really lucky to have both Joy and Kyle here today to share with you, especially get you kind of excited with the bikes coming up here as well. So let me introduce Kyle Massey to you. Kyle in 2007 was involved in an accident, and he fell 5 stories from a balcony in a hotel room all the way to the ground. 5 stories. So not many people would be here to share with you that went through that experience. So we're very blessed and lucky to have Kyle still here and have him speak to you and be accomplished and such. Kyle also started hand cycling just about a year ago or so. Before that and before the incident, he was actually a professional baseball player. Anybody like baseball out here?
I love baseball.
Yeah. So anybody know the team, the Oakland A's? Oakland A's, Oakland Athletics up in Northern California. Well, he was on the Oakland Athletics, very competitive in baseball. And lucky for us, he's taken that competition and competitive edge and applied it to hand cycling. Paralympics team for the upcoming Olympics. So we're very fortunate to have him here today, and we'll let him talk to you for a bit here. Kyle?
Hey everyone. You guys enjoying this beautiful weather? Gosh. I am the one that came from Newport Beach and grew up surfing, and I loved coming up here to the mountains because you guys have everything that I didn't have back at home. Snow, obviously, but also great trails to go out and ride. I saw hands earlier for everybody that has bicycles, but how many actually know where your bicycle's at and have air in the tires? Yeah? All of you? Wow. How often do you guys ride your bike? Every day? Yeah? Awesome. Awesome. And every time you ride that bike, you have your helmet on, right? No. I don't want to hear no. I'm telling you, you're never too cool to wear a helmet, because you know what happens when you fall and you don't have your helmet on? Then you become, and that's not cool. And you become really uncool, all right? There's accidents that are going to happen, guys. There's things that are going to happen during your life. For myself, I never imagined that my whole life that I'd be in a wheelchair. And, at 23 years old, a little over 2 years ago, I had an accident, unfortunately, and it put me in a wheelchair. But you have an option in life, just like you guys have an option right now. Anything you do in your life, it can be a challenge. And you can look at that challenge and you can say, it's too hard. I don't want to do it. It's tough. I quit. Or you can look at it and be like, set goals up for yourself and accomplish something in your life and get over that challenge and that hurdle. And this was my challenge. And I didn't see it as an option to where I could just sit in the corner and pout about it. I was too young and I had too much going on. So I needed to figure out what I could do next, what was going to get me past this injury that I had. Most of you will never go through anything like this, and I really hope so. I said, but there's going to be lots of things you do go through in your life, and they might seem like a really big deal at the time. And they are a big deal. But they don't have to be one as long as you get past it. And I've been extremely lucky to have great support from various sponsors and friends and my parents. And, when there's those times that are tough, look at the people that you love the most and have them give that little encouragement and then go out there and do it. And I promise you, there's nothing that you can't accomplish. You guys are going to hear that for a long time, but it really is true. If you want to be professional baseball players, you got to work hard at it. If you want to be football players or cyclists, whatever it is, just make sure that you love what you're doing and you do it the best that you can. And I promise you will succeed. Go out there every day and give it your best. A lot of these cyclists like Joy, they work really, really hard to get to where they're at. It wasn't just something that was given to them. Same thing in school. You got to work hard to get those grades. If you want to go to a certain college, work hard to get there, and then it will happen. But you got to deserve it and you got to earn it. And that's what you need. Every single morning you wake up, you got to say, what am I going to do today that I didn't do yesterday? What am I going to accomplish? And then at the end of the day, think about it. If you had a bad day, you have a bad day. But that doesn't change the fact that next day you can go out there and do something you didn't do before. So on that note, thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And I guess we'll answer questions here in a bit.
Thank you, Kyle, very much. And thank you, Joy, and both of you for being here. They're both here on their own time. As Kyle mentioned, coming all the way from Newport Beach. Gosh knows how early he left this morning and enjoyed coming up from Redlands and taking the day off. So they're here because they have a passion for cycling and a couple of things that go with cycling, health and safety. And then you're our future. So we really like the opportunity to come up here and speak with you and hopefully encourage you to look to your future. A couple quick things for me. One is health. Your health is very, very important. cycling is a good way to keep good health. It's a good exercise. It's a good way to reduce some stress. It's a good purpose for you to have in life and just in general too. When I look at Joy and Kyle, I think some of their routines as far as what they have to do exercise-wise, but also health-wise. When you go to grab that big piece of pie or that big chocolate donut or something like that, think about it next time. Think about what you could take that may be a little bit more healthy, like a piece of fruit or a granola bar or something of that nature, because it makes a difference at your age right now, so that when you get older, you can stay in good shape and be healthy. So keep that in mind as well when you think about your health.
Well, this is really a cool event. So nice of these cyclists coming up here. They've gone to each of the elementary schools as well as the middle school. And they're trying to get kids, get off the couch, get out, ride your bike, get exercise, eat right. Oh man. Jordan Romero's doing the same thing. Telling kids to get out, walk, hike, get in shape. And Big Bear's going to do that. We've never been more dedicated to bike riding than we have now. So that's it from the Big Bear Elementary School. I don't go away, I'll be back after these messages.
So depending on what type of activity you want to do as well. Okay, because there's tons of different races you can do, but you have to make sure you're eating. You actually eat a lot. Okay, I basically never stop eating. And a lot of people do that and they're still dropping.